matchup here, and will we see an upset from Simba and Lampy? They've been doing very, very well. I'm kind of surprised to see Experience and Maid coming in on the loser side, but I believe that they lost to someone in, I believe, pools. So Daddy Hizo and AO Blues. So Experience and Maid trying to get some revenge on Daddy Hizo and AO Blue by trying to get into that top 8 section.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of the story of the tournament. That turned everything on its head, and now Experience and Maid have just been going on a rampage through losers bracket because, you know, they weren't expected to be here in the first place.
Yeah.
They're supposed to be in top 8 on winner's side, but now all the way down here having to fight your way through this lower bracket to even qualify for top 8 in the first place. We got game 1 underway, and it's already such a scramble.
Yeah, and this is Seed 5 versus Seed 2 as well. So, I mean, this is definitely a very big deal with Experience and Maid being Seed 2 and Simba and Lampy being Seed 5. And this is like losers round 4, top 32, so top 12. I mean, this is a very big deal to see this going forward. But look at Experience and Maid taking advantage of that, baby, and going ahead and knocking out Lampy and Simba of their very first stocks with a phenomenal team combo. They want that revenge, baby. We're seeing that.
Yeah, I mean, beautiful layup there. 2-stock lead here, and Experience is still perfectly healthy.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he's definitely a little bit down there, but I think compared to some other games that we've seen, 100%. Both the red team members are now in the red, though. Simba and Lampy trying to take advantage of that with the edge guard control. Simba with that spear, helicopter ground pound, saying, you know what, let me grab my spear and make it into a helicopter, goes straight down, knocks out Maid, and then right after that, Simba's like, you know what, let me knock out Experience of that first stock as well with that spear. Simba swapping over the gauntlets, trying to get some ground pound knockouts here and there, but still right now, I mean, red team still has a little bit of a lead, and especially after Experience lands that double gauntlet recovery knockout.
I'm a little concerned with how much blue team is actually damaging each other. I've seen a lot of those hits. I mean, you see what I'm talking about right there, Lampy with those blasters. It's just something, it's so hard to keep track of where everyone's going to be in doubles, but there's been so many successive team hits in a row, and Experience offstage, even to make it back as well. So it's like blue team, they're hitting each other. They're not hitting the opposing team. Not the right combination, and almost another double KO off the top. Experience does close it out. Now a 2v1 with 4 stocks on the red team, and Simba in one of the worst possible positions you can be in.
Indeed.
They could have 3 stocks, could be worse.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But right now, red team's just maximizing, and I think realistically what got them to this point was Lampy and Simba trying to counter Experience and Maid. I mean, it's just a completely different play style. You got completely different movements, and you'll be at different places compared to fighting other players that they faced. Experience and Maid are a powerful team. We're seeing it here, trying to go with these team combos. Simba's trying to do some counters here and there with these gauntlet ground pound dares, trying to knock out Maid of that final strike to make it a 2v1. The recovery comes out there on the Experience. 1v1 temporarily, but unfortunately, Simba does not have a weapon. Experience is known for being very aggressive, picking up those gauntlets, gets that side air, but it's gonna be definitely close here if Simba can go ahead and knock out one of these players, but Experience said otherwise. And right now, Experience and Maid representing Kingdom going crazy right now.
Yeah, I mean, Simba, they were hovering around that wall for so long, burned all of their resources, and nowhere else to go but down. We actually have game number 2 loading in as we speak at the end of this replay, so we're gonna hop in. Again, NA people, y'all are fast. Y'all are so fast. Game number 2 underway here.
Yeah, absolutely. And right now, I mean, if you're in a mindset of Simba and Lampy, you really have to consider the fact of how Maid and Experience are playing. You have to respect the boundaries of how Experience is playing with their aggression with gauntlets and blasters. You gotta respect how Maid's playing with his gauntlets and bow. It's gonna come down to really spacing yourself properly, getting these team combos that you need to be able to get the damage difference over the red team. So 30 seconds in, it's staying relatively even, but usually it does until that minute mark. Can they keep it up there? We'll have to see.
And you have to remember, like, in that last game, there was that pretty early double KO on the red side. So if red team isn't able to get that same sort of setup where you're just able to get 2 stocks, 1 move, blue team was still keeping it fairly competitive. So they're not out of it by any means. Again, these are the 5th and 2nd seeds here. So no slouch either way.
for sure. And I mean, it's saying, I mean, look at blue team doing a heck of a lot better than what they were doing in round number 1 here. So we're definitely seeing Lampy and Simba respecting a couple boundaries of the red team, able to knock out Maid's first stock, and we're seeing Experience starting to get punished a little bit here, getting on a very low second stock. We're starting to see Experience's aggressiveness kind of being countered by the blue team at the moment, and red team's trying to get these team combos no matter where they're at. Maid comes in with a double grab, and Lampy and Simba are down to those second stocks, and red team's trying to make a comeback here.
Yeah, no fear from Maid, just saying both of you are getting knocked into the blast zone right now. Eyes on Experience at this point. You know, you have those blasters you have to play so safe with, and that leaves Maid in a 2v1. So it's like, it's such a tough position to find yourself in. And you see Lampy is hunting. Lampy wants this KO. Is he able to find it? No, actually, Simba's the one who picks it up. Now Maid in the 2v1, deep into red health as well. Good turnaround from the first game. Simba does get KO'd. Can Lampy reach the wall? They can, but they use so many resources to get there. Finally able to escape. And
oh no.
As that entire sequence happens, now there's only 2 stocks on the red side. Lampy only in the orange. If they're able to hang on to this stock, looks like this is gonna be a blue team victory.
I don't know, man. It all comes down to how well they land these combos, how well they get this damage onto the opposing team. Experience and Maid have been in these situations. They've come back from six stocks disadvantages before. So we'll definitely have to see how this overall plays out. Blue teams just landing these team combos like nothing, no matter where they're at. Maid and Experience need to pull something out. Simba goes too far into a combo and loses their jumps. Lampy has to deal with a 2v1 against Experience and Maid, who are second seed. This is definitely something that they need to go and knock out one of the players out now so they can deal with the 1v1.
Yeah, I mean, it's doable. Like, you get one good signature read, and this is a 1v1. You have a whole nother stock to work with, but you gotta find that in the first place against 2 people. Tries to get the gravity cancel recovery, and yeah, connects not enough to KO though, and so now you gotta get a weapon. Step 1. Can you complete the first step? Gauntlet spawn directly on top.
Hey, step 1, that's the main thing. He did get that weapon there, Bio, but the real question is going to be, will they be able to maximize with it going forward here? I mean, we're seeing Experience and Maid realizing they're extremely low. I'm kind of surprised we're not seeing Lampy on those blasters. I think they're swapping over to him right now because of how well and how far of a range they have to being able to knock out an opponent, and the force with them as well is going to be very, very vital for Lampy here. And red team just has this overall platform control. Red team's trying to land these 2v1 combos. Experience is out of here. Lampy's in the orange, trying to deal with the 1v1 against Maid. Gets the jump neutral air, gets the gauntlets, tries to get the knockout, but Maid's got this neutral control so well thought out that Lampy realizes there's an opening there onto Maid. Doesn't take advantage of it. Both players have gauntlets. Who will be the supreme gauntlet player of this round? It's gonna be close.
I love that dashback, but it's not enough.
Holy lordy.
Oh, and I thought that air dodge back was gonna do it. I thought, they were gonna bait out an approach, but no. Fantastic job closing out from Lampy. 1-1 here. We got a set on our hands.
Yeah, for sure. And we're seeing Lampy and Simba realizing how Experience and Maid are playing right now. Going into this game number 3, Experience and Maid kind of have to change their play style around a little bit. Maybe be like, okay, well, I'm going to be a little bit more back and forth. Let's rely more on team combos compared to being one-on-one. Because the blue team, when they have that neutral control, are crazy with the combos just like that onto Experience. And Simba with the ground gets a signature on the Experience. Experience is able to come back, but my gosh, is a lot more aggressive than what we saw last round.
Yeah, I mean, look at the confidence coming out from blue team. You get the 2v1 against the second seed in the tournament. You are insane, and you play with that confidence. It carries on into the next game. It's a small lead, but a small lead might be all they need if they're able to close out this first stock.
Absolutely, and I mean, we're seeing red team really countering what the blue team's offering at the current moment. I mean, the red team is being like, okay, we're playing differently. We're going to go for different combos in the air, off the edge a little bit more. And it's working very well with Simba going down to that second stock, Maid with that lovely bow sider knockout onto Lampy to give the red team this little bit of an advantage here. And we're seeing blue team trying to maximize on the disadvantage that they have. There we go. Knocks experience off. Those red team members on their second stocks too. And this is back to an even playing field now there, Bio.
Yeah, I mean, everything but like the small bit of damage on Simba, and that's something that can be turned around so quickly, but Simba has to be careful. You can't just go in willy-nilly.
Well, yeah, and I think he's just trying different things against Experience and Maid playstyle, because I think they realize how they're playing now and just trying to find something. Maybe one player being more aggressive, but I mean, Experience and Maid, I mean, I don't understand why Simba and Lampy are not doing the same thing they were doing with their team combos. I don't know if they're just not able to follow up or trying to figure out what they can do, but it looks like that might have been the case there with Experience going down to that final stock of theirs by the blue team. But Lampy gets knocked out by the revenge of Experience here, and the red team has that lead. Blue team needs to be able to land some type of team combo to make things even.
Yeah, I mean, the problem is they're not able to get the same sort of openings they were before. You see Experience and Maid. You see, like, both of them air dodging back there. It's because they know if they let the blue team get that set up, that's how they lose the game. And so they're playing much more safe, much further back to not even give blue team the opportunity to get those sort of team combos going.
Yeah, I almost kind of imagine whenever two 2v2 players or teams are facing each other, it's almost like a tunnel, right? So you keep on going through a tunnel if you want to go ahead and beat the opposing team, but there's going to be different blockages in between that tunnel path. And right now, I mean, the red team has this giant blockade on Simba and Lampy, really trying to maximize on the red team. It's a 2v1 situation. Simba really needs to focus on Experience here, getting that knockout, but Maid says, no, you're not. You're getting knocked out. And they take game number 3 to their name.
Yeah, I mean, the nice thing about the 2v1 in the last game is you had a whole nother stock to work with, but that one started when you're deep into the red, and there's not much you can do in that position.
Yeah, for sure. And right now we're going to game number 4 with Experience and Maid up 1 game. If Maid and Experience win one more, Simba and Lampy are out. So this is the do it or get knocked out style here. I mean, you gotta go small Fortress of Lions here, and Lampy and Simba need to pull something out of the back pocket. They need to try to maximize on the other openings Experience and Maid's giving them to go through that tunnel.
So yeah, now the pressure is on the blue team to make the adaptation, because like you saw what they're capable of. Individually, they're both such strong players. You know, Simba being the one to close out stocks earlier in the game, Lampy having that clutch factor, you know, in the 11th hour. But you can't do that. Simba, you can't go that far down. I'm able to make it back to stage. I thought that was just curtains for Simba's stock, and look how close it still is. We got to scramble at the very top of the screen right next to the blast zone. Amazingly, no one loses their stock. Simba took a lot of damage in the process. Experience is getting there, and we have these 2 separate 1v1s that now consolidate into the center of the stage. It's an all-out brawl here. No way of knowing who's going to come out on top.
Yeah, for sure. And blue team's trying to take that advantage that they have and maximize on it. It's a small advantage, but they're trying to make it larger. And I mean, we're seeing like Simba being so aggressive, willing to fall into very unique situations where they can just get destroyed off the top of the ceiling, off the side of the map, and just trying to find something here against the red team. And the red team's trying to say, you know what, we're going to go for the same stuff we've been doing. We've been doing very well, and they're able to knock out Simba of that first stock.
Oh, and Lampy follows shortly after. Oh, Simba makes it back, able to get the recovery, close out a stock, and it's still doable. It's not like a massive lead for red team by any means. You just gotta get to Maid, and they do. Simba closes out their second stock, and you see the continued pressure onto Experience. Now Experience off the stage. Lampy tries to close it out right there. Not successful, but still, this is again just like constant pressure from the blue side. We're seeing red team on the back foot.
Yeah, and we're seeing kind of Simba being like, okay, let's go for more team stuff. I mean, look at it right now. But now we're seeing Lampy and Simba trying to maximize on experience, being so low on that stock. That recovery comes in clutch there by Simba, making this a 2v1, trying to maximize on the opportunity here. Simba does grab out knockout, and both red team members are on those final stocks. Simba and Lampy need this right now, but they do not need Simba losing that second stock as well.
Yeah, I mean, Simba, you do such a good job of securing these KOs against the red team, and so you gotta hang on to your own stocks yourself, buddy. I guess that's the play style.
It is, and if the red team sees it, they're gonna be like a predator here and take advantage of it. I mean, at the moment, red team's low. Lampy's trying to keep that advantage of their stock, but once Lampy's knocked out, if they knock him out, which they might here in a second, they're going to trade this 2v1 on a Simba. And there's knockout Lampy. Now's a 2v1 situation. Here's the damage buildup. Look at it. Now Simba's already in the orange of that final stock. Experience with the bait, the down, the weapon throw, and oh, they are both out of here! Oh my gosh. Maid experience from Kingdom, showing who's boss and advancing further into the bracket bio. That was an insane set there, boss.
It was, and this is what I mean, where it's like, Simba, you play so aggressive, you try and go so deep for these KOs, but at what cost? And the cost is your tournament run. The cost is the set. Experience and Maid move on to loser side top 8.
Yeah.
And Lampy and Simba, their run ends at 9th.
Yeah, but here's the thing, though. Simba and Lampy did fantastic throughout this event, and you can even see the synergy that they had going throughout this even set. I can't imagine what they've done throughout this entire tournament. So props to them. They definitely deserve that 9th place no matter what. But with the experience of May being on this loser side, they had a rough battle. They had to beat 2nd seed to get into the top 8. So it's not an easy task. And the experience of May just did the best that they could there and went crazy and showed who was boss. And that was just a fantastic set.
Oh man, and we're not done yet. We're not done yet. I believe we have 3 more sets to get to as well. Like, there's plenty of Brawlhalla here today.
Yeah, to think that that's only been what, the 2nd set on stream is mind-boggling to me. That was a fantastic set, but this next set